ask Valinu Mibaile. His worry should be that the Israelis, it should have said, and we will go up from the land. In other words, what is the worry of Egyptians, not the Israel will leave, that Israel will conquer the land and they will drive them out of the land. So this is what should be in the pasuk. The verse should say, "And we will go out of the up of the land." Amar Rabba Bar Kahana, Rabbi Bar Kahana explained, "Ki adam shemekalel et atzmo." It is like a person who curses himself, ותולה קללתו בחברו, but applies the curse to others. This is remind me, he actually was talking about that he was worried that the Israelis will force the Egyptians out of the land. But Paro didn't want to express this. The bad things that he didn't want to say this, and therefore he spoke about as if the worry is about Israel, the Israelis will get up. It reminds me, we were children, my mother, Alea Sholem, when she said, she warned us, if you do this and this, it will be, how to say, she didn't say, you will get hiding. He says, the enemies will get hiding. You know what she didn't want to express as if this is the similar idea. You don't want to express a bad thing, so you say it in a way that you should understand it without expressing the simple meaning. Then the Gemara continues with the text. All what's coming here, then analyzing the text and to explain it. וישימו עליו שרי מיסים. The text say that the Egyptian appointed taskmasters over them, over it. It speaks וישימו עליו is a singular. And the Gemara asks, who is this singular that you speak about him? Alem Ebaile. It should have said that they appointed taskmaster over them, over the Israelis, not over one person. Why does the text talking about it? They're talking about them. So the Gemara now brings interesting stories. Tana Dever Rabbi Ishmael, the Gemara answers. מלמד שהביאו מלבן. The Egyptians, what they did was, they took a brick mold and they put it on the neck of Paro. And this was supposed to be an example for as it will see, we'll see a little bit later, when they came, that they wanted that the Jews should now go and have hard work and in buildings and in producing building material, bricks and so on. So they put Paro to stand up like an example. They put this mold on Paro's neck, and if a Jew would say, "Look, I can't do this work that you want us to do because I am a delicate nature, unable to work. You know, I'm too thin or I'm got the rough ends and so on that I can do this building material. So the Egyptian would say to him, are you then of a more delicate nature than Paro? Look, Paro can have this on his neck. You are more delicate than Paro. So the Gemara explained that the word Oto, when they said they appointed taskmasters on him, not on them, talking about they put Paro, he was the one to show the example how one can do hard work. Look at me. I am a king and I can do it. There is no reason why you can't do it. Then the Gemara continues with the text. They said, וישימו עליו שרי ניסים, according to the aforementioned exposition, taskmasters refer not to officers, but to דבר שמשים לבנים, a thing that coerces work. This is what was not a question of taxes, but taskmasters to see to it that they work hard. As it says, למען ענותו בסבלותם continues, in order to afflict him with their burdens. Now the Gemara said again, who is a singular that we are talking about afflict him? Banotam ibale. It should have been stated in order to afflict them. And the Gemara continues on the same thought that started, that we are talking about him is Paro. למען ענותו לפרו בסבלותם דישראל. The verse means in order to afflict Paro through the burdens of Israel. In other words, afflicting Paro that he should stand as a living example, suffering by having this mold on his neck, that to show them that if Paro can do that and he's not too delicate to do hard work, there is no reason that you should not do it. And then the text continues, ויבן ערי מסכנות לפרעה, and it built storage cities, מסכנות for Paro. Now here we have to understand a little bit the meaning of words according in Hebrew, the verb, what is ערי מסכנות? What is the מסכנות? Rav Shmuel tries, they give us an explanation of the word miskenot. One says, אחד אמר שמסכנות את בעליהן. I'm turning now the page, 11a5. One said, now the word miskenot, means like in Hebrew, can put somebody in danger. Mesaken, sakana is danger. So it could be miskenot, something that caused somebody to be in danger. And this is what they, and according to one understanding, that it means the work that they were to build in the big buildings was a dangerous assignment, dangerous job. Hadamar, the other one said, the verb miskenot is associated not with the word sakana, danger, but with the word misken. Misken in Hebrew means poor, nebach. So why? What is it? כל העוסק בבניין מתמסכן. Anyone who engages in construction becomes poor. So this is what they want to explain. What is the verb miskenot? Either it means that people were busy building it, they put themselves in danger, which is obvious. You can be a brick, falls on you, and so on. The other one says, no, it means you become poor, poverty. Look at the note 63 on the bottom. Based on our explanation of the dispute between Rav and Shmuel, this dictum has no place in the text, for the danger and poverty discussed here are not directly related in the construction and is taken out context from a Gemara in Bomis. First explanation is about causing danger. Alternatively, the dispute between Rav and Shmuel concerns construction in general, not in the particular case of Jews in Egypt. One view holds that construction is dangerous because someone can fall off the building and be killed. This, as I explained. The other view holds that construction impoverishes a person and cites the dictum to bolster his position. Incite the dictum to bolster his position. So it shows, in other words, they're talking about the meaning we cannot. For us, it's just we have to understand that it has got a negative significant. Okay, then the Gemara continues. The verse concludes that they built cities, Mishkenot, and they continue the Mishnah, the Gemara, the text continues, gives a name to these buildings, at Pitom ve'et Ramses. And the Gemara expands this Pitom, the name Pitom and Ramses. Rav and Shmuel, again, they are in the discussion. Chadamar Pitom Shma. One said the name was Pitom, the name of this city that they bought, that they built, Pitom. So the real name is Pitom. Lama nikra Shma Ramses? Why it was called Ramses? Sherishon Rishon Mitroses. It's playing on the meaning in Hebrew of the words, for it would crumble, Mitroses, and a crumble one bit at a time. The Chadamar, the other one said Ramses Shma, the real name was Ramses, But why was it named Pitom? למה נקרא פתאום? Because ראשון פי תהום בולו, for the mouth of the depths, the תהום, would swallow it one bit at a time. In other words,
Harav,
yes,
there's a question. Are you, because the way I've understood that there were two cities, are you saying there's one city with two names?
can you show your face in the camera? I can't see it.
Ah, okay. I must just move that. I don't know. The better. That's better. Now, are you saying that because we all understand that Pitom and Ramses were two cities, but are you saying this is one city with two names? Because there's a difference.
What?
That is one city with two names. Because the way I'm understanding you is that was it Shmuel says that the name was really Ramses and not Pitom. And Shmuel is saying, no, it was Ramses and Pitom, but they're actually two names for one city,
Correct.
not two separate cities.
No,
but that contradicts the Torah.
One name, one city, both names, which has got different meanings.
But how does it get there? Because the Torah says that there were two cities.
How do you know? It says,
because it says it in the text. It says in Shemot, it says the cities that were built were Pitom and Ramses.
No, it doesn't say that. That they are
it talks about the two cities being built. Even in Haggadah, talks about two cities. Doesn't talk about two names for one city.
It only said in the text, ויבנו משכנות, they built Pitom and Ramses. So it seems to be as if there are two cities.
That's right.
But the Gemara, look, either way that you can, even if you want to say there are two, then you can, but the main thing is the idea, what is the meaning of the Pitom and Ramses? So one said, could be, let's say, even if you say that even if you want to say the two cities, but the fact that one was written Pitom, what's the meaning of Pitom, and what is the meaning of Ramses? So Pitom, he said that it will swallow by the depths will swallow it with the time, and the Ramses means that they will crumble with the time. Look, it's I don't think that it seems from the Gemara that talking about the same city, but I think the main thing is the message that the Gemara wants to say, that they were to build cities which actually will collapse. He brings in the 63 in the notes, Meiri explained that this dictum advises an ounce of prevention to prevent the necessity for a pound of cure. If one sees a small hole in the wall, he should plug it promptly and not leave it until it widens so that he will have fortify and plaster an entire section. And if it has already widened, he should repair it promptly and not leave it until the entire wall collapses, and he will have to be rebuilt. Procrastination, especially during construction, leads to ever greater losses. Okay, that the point is that wants to give a meaning that the idea that this was kind of buildings which would actually would say Paro put the Jews to work building such useless structures because he wanted the Jews to be constantly laboring so they could not rebel against him, Malbim. Alternatively, he wanted the purposeless labor to break the spirit. So this is the main idea is historically, whether it was one city or two, the main thing what the Gemara wants to give us a message about Paro's way, how he actually tried to break the spirit of the Jews there. First of all, hard labor, as we'll see later, what is hard labor? And you see that to put them in, to build buildings which may collapse and so on, that he can always keep them to work again or to break his spirits and their spirits. Then the Gemara continues, the text, but as much as they would afflict it, so it would increase and so it would spread out. Again, talking about the single. So as we understand when you read the text itself, obviously the single means about the nation, talking about the nation in a single way. But the Gemara tries to put something, a message to this. And a second question is, that it says the text, Kasher Yanoto, as afflicting, so they will, or it will increase and they multiply. So the Gemara explain now, Amar Ishlakish, Ruach HaKodesh Mevasatam, the divine spirit informed them. That Ken Rebbe Ken Ifrods, talking that it should actually, we're talking about when the text said to us, when they multiplied, they should be in the past tense, that they, as they were hardened, they were multiplied. We said the Gemara, the idea not that the text tell us what happened. The Gemara tells as if God was speaking to say, you think that you are going to break Am Israel. I am telling you that they will increase and will spread out. Okay, that's only to show what is the message. But of course, what is trying to be, our God wanted to fortify their spirit in a point where he wanted to break their spirit. Then the Gemara continues the text, Kurtstag Bnei Israel, which in a simple means they were disgusted. The Egyptians were disgusted because of the children of Israel. The word now talking about the the Hebrew, lakutz. Kutz is associated with kotzim. Kotzim means thorns. So מלמד שהיו דומים ביניהם כקוצים. it tells us the Jews, the Israelis, were like thorns in the eyes of the Egyptians. In other words, they felt so threatened and so painful to see how they increase and they not become broken. Then the text continue. We're coming to the end of the page. ויעבידו מצרים את בני ישראל בפרך. The Egyptian enslaved the Egyptian of Israel. Befarech, the next page. What is befarech? Usually befarech means without work. But now the Gemara wants to go again to the deeper meaning of the verb befarech. There are two explanations of the word befarech. Ablezer Amar, it is a construction alluding to the fact that the enslavement began. The word befarech, it takes the word breaking it to two, like bepe rach. Befarech means bepe rach, with a soft mouth, soft voice, which means originally they started to, they didn't come straight away, you go and do this hard work. In the beginning, they came to them in a way to convince them. You look at the text, at the notes, one, the second, the third line. Paro gathered the Israelis together, it's a medrash, and asked them if they would do him a favor for a day. He took a basket of clay and trowel and started laying bricks. The Israelis enthusiastically helped him with the brickwork. And the Paro asked, he wanted to ask them a favor. Surely they came running. At the end of the day, Paro ordered his taskmasters to count the number of bricks that they had been laid.
Rob, it's only 2.5 minutes.
Go finish here. They counted, they said, while they were so excited to do, obviously they produced a lot. Now he said, this is the time, this is the model for the future. This is how you, the amount of bricks that you should have. So starting in a way to convince them. Rabbi Shmuel said, it means it should be taken literally, meaning befricha, crushing them. The word parech means befricha was to enslave them in order to crush them. So all this we continue about the text that we know what happened in Egypt before they were redeemed. So we will finish with this. And I wish you good Shabbos.
Shabbos Harav.
We hope that it will be a good Rosh Chodesh, a good month. We have to hope for good things. So let's see bשורות טובות. Good news.
Thank you, Rav. Chodesh Tov.
Chodesh Tov.
Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Call
Thank
to
you.
Sam, if you could send me the recording, I appreciate it.
Yeah, okay, will do.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.